Chairperson? Yes.
Mpofu?
Yeah, again, we object to this abuse of somebody who cannot answer for himself or who cannot, I get also Facebook messages attributed to me. I'm not even on Facebook. There are all sorts of imposters, but I can answer for myself because I'm alive. But this is now abusive and inhumane, and even coming from where it comes from. Thank you. So I just think that for you to allow this chairperson, you are being insensitive both, not just to Mr. Nyembe, but to his family members. And it's not done, this. First of all, Mr. Nyembe, this is not the impeachment of Mr. Nyembe. And there's nothing in the motion that mentions him. The motion of the former Chief Whip Mazoni does not mention Mr. Nyembe. I'm sure Honorable Mileham would know that because he would have looked at the motion. So this is just pure abuse for no gain at all, except to be abusive and gratuitous and inhumane and cruel. But that's
Chairperson,
fine.
my question goes. Chairperson, my question.
Thank you, Advocate Mpofu. I will watch the space. Honorable Mileham.
Chairperson, my question goes to the role of Mr. Nyembe and the impartiality of the public protector, which is a constitutional obligation of that office. And it's a bit difficult to read, but it basically says, and this is Sibusiso Nyembe, and his Twitter handle is @SoDonkey.
Chairperson, I've made an objection.
And it reads as follows, Chairperson.
Chairperson, I'm sorry.
Being interrupted, Chair. I'd like you to protect me, please.
Okay, I apologize, Mr. Mileham, but can we wait for the ruling of the chair, please? At least, can we pretend that this process is being managed with this dignity and sensitivity that...
That's quite rich coming from you, Advocate Mpofu.
I did not ask you to do that.
Listen, yeah, Mileham, don't do that. Don't do it.
I did not ask you to make such a response.
Don't do that.
Chairperson, I'm not going to take this from Advocate Mpofu. He's been badgering weeks now. He has been disrespecting you. He's been disrespecting members of this committee. Disrespected Honourable Mulder today. He continues to speak over people when other people are talking.
I'm not talking about... No, I'm not...
Chair.
Listen, Mr. Mileham.
Honourable Mileham, please switch off the mic.
Mr. Mileham.
Please just pause, Advocate Mpofu.
No, Chairperson, no. I'm not going to be abused by these people.
I'm asking you to pause. I've asked Honorable Mileham, who's on the platform, to switch off his mic, and I'm asking you to stop.
Yeah, I'm stopping to talk, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to be abused by these people.
I'm asking you to stop, Advocate Mpofu.
I'm not going to be abused by them. This is another era now. These are not the same.
Advocate Mpofu, I'm asking you to stop talking.
No, man. Sorry, Chair. Apologies. Okay.
It's not going to help that you get to just slag each other on the platform and so on, because we've got to get to the bottom of the issues that brought us to be here. Advocate Mpofu, you're raising an objection.
Yes.
And your objection is on the basis that the person being referred to is late, and therefore you're invoking issues of dignity in relation to that. I've listened to that.
And relevance, sure.
Yes. From this morning, in the affidavit, the name of Mr. Nyembe would have been mentioned and reflected on. So that's your beginning of the relevance in terms of what we're focusing on here today. You might not like that, and I don't want you to respond to me. So I am going to ask Honorable Mileham to complete his question and hear what the witness responds, how he or she responds to that. We're not going to be getting into the personal life of Mr. Nyembe here. What we're dealing with, we're connecting the dots here about the issues that have been placed in front of us. And I will watch that space when it gets into that private space that encroaches on dignity. So for now, I am comfortable that we're not in that space. And therefore, I'm ruling that Honorable Mileham continues with his question.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can we put that back on the screen?
Can I just say something? Excuse me, Mr. Mileham. Yes, Chairperson, that's your ruling and I respect it. All I'm saying is that I just want to place on the record that you should know better, that you cannot abuse somebody who cannot answer for themselves about material which is not before this committee, about material which is not relevant to the impeachment of the public protector. But if you want to use this platform to desecrate the memory of Mr. Nyembe and to, assault the dignity of his children and his family, be my guest, Chairperson. Thank you. And Mr. Mileham. And anyone else. And anyone else.
Thank you. Thank you. Mpofu. Can we put
and Ms. Mazzoni and everyone.
Can you fly to the tweet?
So, Ms. Baloy, the tweet is the one in the middle there, and it's dated June the 10th, 2018. And it says, beyond dispensing political economy and socio-political advice to PP, I also jerk up legal services on certain high-level litigation matters like CX, ABSA, and Freda Dairy Farm matter. My question to you is this. In your opinion, does this compromise the public protector's constitutional obligation to impartiality?
Chairperson?
I want to acknowledge you, Advocate Mpofu, and I'm hoping it's not on the same issue that I've just rolled on.
No, it's a different issue, Chairperson. And it is...
Thank you.
Yes. Can Honorable Mileham confirm who sent that tweet? Because there are thousands of people called Sibusiso Nyembe in South Africa.
Thank you, Advocate Mpofu. We got the question. Honorable Mileham.
Chairperson, the tweet was issued by Mr. Sibusiso Nyembe, who at the time was the so-called political advisor to the public protector. His Twitter handle was @SoDonkey, and it is his Twitter account.
How do you know that?
Ms. Baloy?
No, Chairperson.
Please respond.
Chair? I'm sorry.
No, Advocate Mpofu. The answer has been now provided. Who issued the tweet?
No, but that's not an answer. How does he know what Twitter handle? This is a process, Chair. This is not a shebeen. So you can't just say that this was his Twitter handle. He must demonstrate that that is so. If he wants to abuse his name as he continues.
Show it on the screen.
Thank you. Please, I want you to pause, Advocate Mpofu. Can you fly to the tweet, please? And then Ms. Baloy, please respond.
Chairperson, immediately under Sibusiso, or immediately next to Sibusiso Nyembe, you can see the Twitter handle. It says @SoDonkey, and it says June 10, 2018.
So who's a
Ms. Baloy?
Who's a donkey, Chairperson?
No, please, Advocate Mpofu. I don't want us to go to that level.
No, Chair. No, Chairperson, you must make a ruling. I am saying that...
I've made a ruling on this issue. I'm not going to repeat the ruling.
Yeah, but it's based on what,
Chairperson? I want Ms. Baloy to answer the question if she's able to answer the question.
Do you know Sodonki, Chairperson, or don't you?
There are many tweets that were here. We never went to track who this is in the name of this tweet. We can't be doing that.
Yeah, but they were not for deceased persons. We have to protect our people. If you don't want to protect the dignity of black people, we will protect it. The culture of black people is that you don't abuse those.
Thank you, Advocate Mpofu. I've asked you to stop.
You must know that.
Ms. Baloyi, can you please
whatever agenda you are pushing, you're not going to abuse us forever.
Ms. Baloyi, please respond to the question.
Thank you. This tweet, Chairperson, I see the date is 10 June 2018, and I'm not sure why it was done, because of and under which context, especially the first one, that I was not aware that or I don't know the issues around that. And I think the second one is just being expressed. So I wouldn't say whether, if it's really the late Mr. Nyembe was doing it in his own personal capacity, or he was actually authorized, to can do so. So I'm not aware of the context of this particular, tweet.
Thank you, Ms. Baloyi. That would have been your last point now.
Yeah, Chair, I didn't get an answer to her opinion about the comments in that tweet.
Chairperson, that's irrelevant.
Ms. Baloyi.
The opinion. Chairperson,
Ms. Baloyi. Ms. Baloyi, I've recognized Ms. Baloyi, not Advocate Mpofu.
Okay, well,
Ms. Baloyi, please respond.
Thank
I need to talk, Chairperson, I need to talk before the response. I'm objecting.
Ms. Baloyi, please respond to the question.
Thank you, Chair. When I think we
Chairperson, I'm raising an objection before the answer.
You can't be dictating when you want your answer. If you're raising a hand, I'll recognize your hand. For now, Ms. Baloyi is responding to the question, and don't interfere. Ms. Baloyi, please respond.
With regards to the first tweet, I think if you can share it again so that I can respond appropriately.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm still addressing the chair.
Ms. Baloyi, please continue. I have asked you as a chair. You don't have any other chair here. Ms. Mpofu, I've asked you to pause and wait for Ms. Baloyi to respond. Please go ahead, Ms. Baloyi.
As I stated, in terms of my opinion with that, the first one, I wouldn't know what, political, economy and socio-political advice, provided to the PP, but about the latter, it's something that I think, when I look at it, it's a statement that says that, he actually assists on high-level litigation matters. This is a person that has got a legal background and being a chief of staff, that if asked, probably would do that particular job. But as I stated, that I'm not sure what was the context on this particular matter. And with the second one, for me, when I read it, it was, an opinion around, the funding, in the organization, but the appropriateness, I'm unable to respond on that because of, I'm not sure whether he was authorized then, to can deal with this particular matter, but I just see statements, being made with regards to these matters.